So this is a recording to use BrightLocal for setting up the external SEO or offsite SEO. Obviously, we already have a listing ourselves, which you can find in the templates. So this is to be used on top of the template or separate from the template. Normally, we should already submit one round, and because the template has a lot of our previous directories, that's local, Australian, medical, this is just a really good sort of additional bonus to the directories that we might not have. For example, Yelp and all the aggregators. So yeah, but by default, you should already have the Google My Business set up, because that's probably the most important directory of them all. And then from there, the directories, which is here, external. Okay, so this is for the directories. There could be some doubling up, but as I said, try and do one round of our own directory first, because over time we've discovered these are the good quality ones, and use BrightLocal as a supplementary, right? Okay, so the first step, obviously log into BrightLocal, go to Citation Builder. There's actually a first screen which I already clicked on before, but it's basically confirming all the information that you have of this location is correct, because that's what's going to be submitted. So the business name, the address, the phone numbers, make sure the format's always correct. HTTPS for the website, bracket 03 or whatever the state code is. Make sure the opening hours are all correct, the descriptions and details like categories and things like that. And then from there, you click on this. As I said before, the first screen is just double confirming that the thing is correct. And the second step the system will crawl through the internet and find what other directory that needs to be updated and which other directory that needs to be submitted, the new ones. So let's focus on the new one first. Because this is a new client and we haven't actually done the first round of SEO yet. We're just doing an experiment to see if we can rely on BrightLocal to do the submission for us. And if I remember correctly, they're ranked okay for their location. Let's see. So Elwood Dentist. Okay, so that's added yet. Should be there. Elwood Dentist. They're number 2, right? So there's a small improvement that can be made. We usually start this because they're the most important keyword. Yeah, so we're ranked number 2 for both the location one. So you sort of use your judgment. If that's their new practice and they're not ranked at all, you can feel free to increase the number of credit used for this one. But by default, 25 should be sufficient. Okay, so they're saying that there's some duplicate listing. Yeah, so I probably don't know enough about this for us to do it. So I'm just going to skip this one. So this is the one that I think is of high value. Foursquare, which Factual is another sort of aggregator. So I think what this does is that it will constantly update the Foursquare's network over a long period of time. That will use up 8 credit, which I think is worthwhile. Everything else is just 1 credit each. updating. So I don't think it's necessary for this one, right? It's the new directory that we're interested in. Now, just like all the in general SEO rule, always find Australian, always find health medical and local directories where you can. So I don't know why it's showing this one, because I've confirmed that Google My Business already exists and we already claimed it. So this, by getting them to submit this, that might actually create a duplicate. Same thing with this one, we already are on Yelp, so I don't know why this is showing up. So obviously you should only due diligence, right? Select 25 points. So we got 1, 2, 3, 6 plus 8, so we got 14. So let's do a few more. And this actually ranks by the authority and citation value. So obviously top down, 2080 philosophy, focus on the thing that makes a big difference. Now this one never heard of. Once again, is this Australian? Does it look good? Does it have the volume? According to BrightLocal, it's worthwhile, but then it's always good to double check, whether it looks like a spammy site or not. It looks okay. Yeah, and then just one mixture. Like I said, if you use BrightLocal as a supplementary, I think it'd be really good. Yelp, definitely. I'm pretty sure it already exists on Yelp. So Elwood Family Dentist Yelp, because Yelp powers Apple Map. Yeah, so this one already exists. So what I worry about is that they might create a duplicate. All information. Okay, so maybe we'll do that. I'm looking for .au. So that's another .au. Okay, and then just for the sake of some mixture. And if you find anything that's good here, you can always add that into our list as well, if it qualifies for the Australian local and medical. Good. Okay, so 13. Okay, so we obviously don't want to have the bottom ones. It's a bit of a waste unless you know for a fact that it's a good directory. So the mixed Australian Austria. That looks okay. Yeah, on discretion, how you want to select. How many have I got? 19. Yeah, 19 is too much. We got an 8 already up there. 12. 17. Okay. Because that's roughly 25 credits to use. 17 plus the 8. Okay, once that's done, confirm and continue. Now, you could actually put in what email address you want them to use. So we could give them admin at the domain name, or they will create their own. I think it's a minimum number. Okay, that's okay. We'll just. so this is the final step. Do you want this campaign to so this is so that you want the client to actually see what's happening behind the scene, not necessary. So this is confirming all the details correct. All stuff is not necessary. There's no need to put it in. So, so this is exactly the same as the location details. I've already confirmed all this stuff is correct. Yeah, so you need to make sure the information, because they're just going to take whatever information you provide them and then submit it accordingly. Not all the directory will require images, but if you have images, it's even better. Not all directory will need opening hours, but if you have it, then better. Just wait for this to load. Okay, and you can put in notes saying that please make sure there are no duplicates. Check first. This is where I also put in the username password. So we haven't decided whether to give them the admin username password. I think it's actually good from a consolidation perspective. Yeah, so for example, email to use. I can provide them with this. Actually, you know what? Let's let them create their own email, because we don't want to get into a situation where they have to require us to do the second two-factor authentication, which can become a bottleneck for them. So they will create their own email address, and at the end of the submission stuff, they will actually give us the username password as well. So in the future, we can still access it. This is notes for the team. Make it easy what you can, so that way they don't have to think too much. Okay, so we confirm and pay with credit. So there's already some credits left, and then we'll just keep it topped up. And then from there, I think it says it will be 2 weeks worth of work that was submitted. They'll wait for the verification and confirm the email address, etc. Yeah, and it's always good to come back and check how things are going. I've already got one that I've done before that requires some checking. So I noticed if you use their system to do a submission, the local search audit report shows that the citation score is good. Most of the other ones seems to be average. This one. So once it's finished, you can come back to the citation builder and check the progress. So basically says 25 been ordered. There's no more to do. They've submitted these ones, waiting for 12. 13 is live, etc., etc. So you can see which one's done. Yeah. And you can ask them questions as well. Cool. So that hopefully helps with the submission of the citations for external SEO or offsite SEO. Remember, this is a supplementary to the existing list that we have, or you might use this when, for whatever reason, we couldn't get the ranking for our clients up. This adds, especially the aggregator. I haven't never tried it before. It seems to be quite powerful in theory. So we just have to test it and see if it works.